Hello. What's up, baby?
Look at me! I'm the one with waterboard! I got a wooden spoon!
Water sucks. It really, really sucks. Water sucks.
Kick his water-loving ass, Greg.
Y'all shut up now.
So we meet Bobby Boucher, the water boy for the football team at the University of Louisiana. And he takes his job very seriously, to the point where even though he has multiple tanks set up on the sidelines, he straps containers to his back too. But since the players can't resist treating him like shit, the coach fires him after 18 years of loyal service instead of, disciplining the players.
That's bad policy.
So he takes his riding lawnmower on the long ride home to get support from his mama. But she's thrilled that he got fired and just wants him to be home with her all day. But she might be just a little overprotective of him.
Girls are the devil.
I guarantee that guy's still a virgin.
After he's turned down by the first place he applies, he puts on his best leisure suit and goes to South Central Louisiana State University. And since he's such a shrewd negotiator,
I will do it for free.
he gets the job. At his first practice, some of the players pick on him. And Coach Klein tells him to stand up for himself, instead of disciplining his players.
I don't like confrontations. I'm a Virgo.
The only reason that he took it at his last job was because Coach Bellew told him he had to. So when it happens again, he lets all hell break loose.
Hey, here comes the shithead. What a brilliant tackle, and the fans go wild.
So because of this, Coach Klein wants him to join the team, but he says his mama won't sign his permission slip.
But you said he worked his last job for 18 years. Isn't he too old to play football?
Right now he's 31, so basically the age where they start calling professional ball players old, but technically still young enough to play. But since Mama's overprotective, Coach Klein goes to try to convince her that it's safe, which does not go well. See, Bobby's dad died of dehydration, which is both why she's so paranoid about something happening to him and why he's obsessed with giving people water.
You seem to be sweating quite profusely.
She doesn't like the idea of him going to college or joining the team, so she goes to bed before they even eat. So Coach Klein takes this opportunity to convince Bobby to join by showing him his ass.
Wow, that is a disturbing image.
And apparently this works because the next day he joins the team as a linebacker. And that's when Coach Klein realizes that being on the sidelines for 18 years has taught Bobby nothing about football. So he decides to ask the guy who knocked the senses out of a guy wearing a helmet yesterday to tackle a guy who isn't wearing one.
I don't like it, Mr. Coach Klein. I don't like it one bit.
And even though this player witnessed what happened yesterday, he still decides not to put his helmet on while they use him as a tackling dummy.
Captain Insano shows no mercy.
So Coach Klein pulls him aside and tells him that he should picture whoever he's going to tackle as somebody who's made fun of him in his life, and to tackle that person.
That's my secret.
Coach Klein.
I'm always angry.
But how is that going to help him with learning the plays and the rules and stuff?
Well, it won't, but that's not funny, so who gives a shit? So in order to be on the team, he also has to enroll in school, so he goes to his first college class. And this is when we see what happens when a kid that's been homeschooled by a religious nutjob tries to enter society.
I am not telling you to go on a shooting rampage.
And even though the professor only said that Mama was wrong, everyone laughing at him makes him throw a baby fit and leave class.
Stop making fun of me.
But then when the professor makes fun of him again, he tackles him.
I love my mama very much. Now you know that.
Oh, he's going to get kicked out.
No, this will have no repercussions whatsoever.
They're basically gods.
And he even plays in their first game. He is absolutely killing it. And even when he causes a turnover that results in their only touchdown, the team still doesn't like him.
Watch where you're going, needle dick.
And even when he surprisingly doesn't get any penalties, they still make fun of him. But when he gets an interception and then gives it to one of the opposing team's players, they really hate him.
Cut his fucking head off!
Why would he do that?
Well, he talked about his mama.
Now, you see what you done?
Well, he probably could have saved it a little bit by tackling the guy, but for the first time in the game, he can't immediately cream the guy, and instead, drop kicks him in the end zone.
Boy, Boucher knocked the poop out of him.
So the team ends up losing, and totally forget that he was the whole reason they even had a chance to begin with. When he gets back to his lawnmower, some chick's messing with the engine. It's Vicky Valancourt, a girl he likes from his hometown who just got out of jail.
She's the devil!
He invites her to a barbecue, but his mama does everything she can to drive her away.
Did he tell you about a little bedtime problem?
But having just gotten out of jail, the water boy has no problem getting her wet. But Mama makes him go inside anyway.
You are a bad boy.
Meanwhile, the University of Louisiana's coach sees a news segment that shows Bobby breaking a record for the most time sacking a quarterback. And he realizes that he's an idiot.
What an idiot!
And that he had somebody with pro potential under his nose this whole time.
I didn't know he could do that.
So he cuddles with his playbook to make him feel better.
No, little baby.
So with Bobby being this diamond in the rough, other teams start looking for hidden talent. Like this one team tries to put in their towel boy.
Oh, Brent, there you are.
At the next game, coach says that Bobby's done all the work, but with the game tied 3-3, I'm sure Derek the kicker had something to do with it.
That too?
But Klein tells Bobby that he needs to get them the win, so he gets a safety, and they break their 42-game losing streak. But him winning the game gets him invited to the after party, and he really doesn't know how to handle himself.
You don't have what they call the social skills.
So as the season progresses, he's actually learning in class once he realized that his mom didn't know shit.
I invented electricity.
So for his whole life, everybody thought he was stupid. But no, he was just homeschooled by somebody who had no business teaching.
So if he'd just gone to school, he would have been normal?
Yeah, and since he never had anyone else to contradict her, he just believed every idiotic thing she ever said.
Mama says that alligators are ornery because they got all them teeth but no toothbrush.
That is correct.
So he's just been basically taking her word for it on what he was capable of.
He ain't exactly what you call college material.
Mama's wrong again.
And if anybody else was paying attention, they would have realized that she isn't exactly the sharpest tool in the shed. I mean, when he starts coming home with injuries, she believes that an escaped gorilla is attacking her son on multiple occasions.
Which brings me to my next point. Don't smoke crack.
So everything with school and football is going great, and he even blocks a field goal and takes it back for a touchdown, getting them into the first annual Bourbon Bowl that is somehow also celebrating its 50th year anniversary, but this game's against Red Bellew, his old coach that was mean to him.
What is that moron doing here?
He also meets back up with Vicky and sneaks her into the house, but when she kisses him and shows him her boobs, he gets nervous and kicks her out.
It's like my mama always said, better safe than sorry.
But even after that, she comes to his defense when the other team comes at him at the pep rally. But then Coach Red comes out and sends his players back to the bus. But as soon as Coach Klein saw him, he ducked out and left Bobby to defend for himself.
Jerk.
Well, everybody's there to support the team, so he should be fine. Or would be, if Red wasn't there to announce that Bobby forged his transcripts and never graduated high school. And now everybody hates Bobby again. The quarterback gives a speech about how they can win without him, and for some reason, all of these idiots actually believe it. But it turns out that Klein really is a jerk because Bobby didn't forge the transcripts. He did. And then he ran away because he's scared of Red. See, 20 years ago, Red stole his playbook and took the head coaching position that they were both fighting for. And ever since, Klein's been a self-loathing baby that can't think of any new plays.
Thinks about fake. He pretends to fake.
But he did talk to the NCAA and work it out so Bobby can play if he passes the high school equivalency exam. So Bobby has to study his ass off and accidentally lets it slip to his mama that he's playing football and going to school. And honestly, it seems like she's more upset about the school. So he yells at her and runs out. And the next day after he gets out of his test, he finds out that she's in the hospital, which completely kills his excitement about passing the exam. When they get to the hospital, the doctors say that they can't find anything wrong with her, and it seems like she just might be faking it to make him miss that game.
It was pretty obvious.
So he spends hours decorating her hospital room and spends New Year's Eve watching over her while Vicky gathers all of his fans to encourage him to play. He turns him away, but the next morning, Mama is awake. And that's when she tells him the truth. His daddy didn't die. Instead, he abandoned them. So that's why she didn't want him to ever leave her. But now, she wants him to go to the game. So she gets Vicky to soup up their airboat to get him to the game. He shows up at halftime when they're way down. But once he's in the game, the other team's offense can't do crap. So they decide to take a knee on every play. And now all Coach Red's team has to do is stop the Mud Dogs' offense. Because now they don't have to worry about Bobby.
Oh no! We suck again!
Coach Klein realizes that Red beat him again, and he runs off with his tail between his legs until Bobby catches up to him. He gives the coach the same advice he gave him, and now Klein can come up with plays with no problem. So now Red has to try and run offense, so he puts his biggest guy in to run the ball. But Bobby's been waiting to take care of him.
Powerbomb. Compliments of Captain Insano.
Then they fake a kick, and Derek runs in for a touchdown with Bobby blocking him.
So now he knows how to play that spot?
Yeah, apparently now he knows special teams too. So they get an onside kickback, and that's when somebody hits Bobby with a late hit and knocks him the fuck out. He's surrounded by his team, but not getting any medical attention. So Vicky, who's been manning the water station for the game, runs out with a special water that Bobby gave her.
Just promise me that you will never distribute the contents of that drug to any human person.
And he immediately does a kick up and is ready to get back in the game. But there's only 7 seconds on the clock left. So the quarterback gives Bobby the ball, and instead of running it, he drops back and throws it to the quarterback in the end zone.
So because he's good at hitting people, he now knows how to throw the ball like 50 yards super accurately?
Yeah, pretty much. But they won the game 30-27, just like Vicky said.
My dogs are gonna win 30-27. That ain't no guess, that's what it's gonna be.
Even though technically they should be kicking an extra point, but whatever. So Mama's completely happy with her son playing football, and Bobby and Vicky get married. But as they're about to leave for their honeymoon, which Mama's a little too excited for him about,
And you go on, have some fun becoming a man.
his father Roberto shows up and wants him to drop out of school and join the NFL, with him as his manager. And just by looking at his dad, Bobby should probably be wondering if one of his teammates might be his half-brother. But seeing his dumbass there pisses off Mama, and we see where Bobby gets his talent from.
I'm gonna go do it.
You can do it all night long!
You know, when I was your age, my mother told me not
To subscribe to this channel.
But what Mama don't know won't hurt her.
I appreciate what you're showing me right now.
I trust you'll make the right decision.
Thank you all so much for being my friends.
Yeah, my ass is tired of sitting here enjoying all night. I'm going to bed.
You better get going.